wabarakatuh. I would like to present about the consumption theory and invest theory. Okay, consumption theory. In a sense, the common belief that consumption and expenditure drive economic growth is inaccurate. True economic growth is driven by saving and production, while consumption is a part of economic activity. It should be balanced with production. Saving money and investing in business contribute more to economic growth than more spending on goods and services. Okay, the next slide. Definition of consumption. Consumption is the utilization of goods or services to meet life necessities. It involves the human act of using and enjoying these resources for life needs. Consumption primary purpose is to directly fulfill essential requirements, excluding activities like production, such as transport, driving, carrying passengers, which fall outside the scope of consumption. Okay, the next slide. Consumer expenditure. Consumer expenditure comprises government and household consumption, with factors including household consumption, including first, economic factors, second is the demographic factors, third is the non-economic factors. The next slide, consumption objectives. Individuals engage in consumption objectives with various including first, gradually reducing the utility of goods and services. Involves using durable items like cars, clothing, and furniture over an extended period, with utility diminishing gradually. Second is spending or reducing the utility of goods at once. Encompasses consumable items such as perishable goods, food and beverages, which lost utility if not consumed promptly. Third is satisfying physical and spiritual needs, including activities like the pilgrimage to Mecca, Hajj, and Umrah for spiritual fulfillment, despite associated travel costs and fees. Okay, the next slide. Consumption patterns. Consumption patterns reflect how individuals allocate income for goods and services over time. Varying among individuals based on income priorities include basic needs like food, education, and health, with secondary needs such as entertainment. In times of reduced income, individuals typically cut secondary needs first, emphasizing essential consumption to prevent excessive and potentially harmful behavior. Additionally, the magnitude of an individual consumption is influenced by various factors. First is income, second is the future price expectation, third is the price of the goods in question, fourth is substitute and complementary goods, fifth is advertising, sixth is availability of goods and services, 7 is space, 8 is fashion, 9 is family size, and 10 is socio-cultural environment. Okay, the next slide. Character of consumption goods. As mentioned earlier, consumption goods are items necessary for life satisfaction. To categorize these goods accurately, here are their characteristics. First, items consumed involve economic sacrifice. Activities like breathing air, sunbathing, and bathing in rivers are not considered consumption activities because they are obtained for free. Second, goods consumed aim to meet living needs. Items such as saws, hoes, machines, and other capital goods aimed at enhancing the utility of goods are not classified as consumption activities. These activities fall under production. Third, the benefit, value, or volume of consumed goods will gradually or instantly diminish. Consumed items may have diminishing utility over time or be used up all at once. The next slide. Keynesian consumption model. First, disposable income and consumption relationship. Keynes suggests that current consumption is influenced by current disposable income. An increase in disposable income results in increased consumption, though not proportionally. Second, marginal propensity to consume, MPC, indicates how much consumption increase with 1 unit increase in disposable income. Third, average propensity to consume, APC, the ratio of total consumption to total disposable income. Fourth, consumption and saving relationship. Household disposable income is primarily used for consumption, with the remainder saved. The marginal propensity to save, MPS, represent the increase in savings with additional disposable income, while the average propensity to save APS is the ratio of the saving rate to disposable income. Okay, the next slide. Investment theory. Investment, commonly referred to as capital investment or capital formation, is the second component that determines the level of aggregate expenditure. Therefore, investment can be understood as the expenditure or spending by investors or companies to purchase capital goods and equipment to enhance the production capacity of goods and services in the economy. Investment is the allocation of capital typically for the long term with the expectation of gaining future benefits as compensation for delaying consumption, dealing with inflation impacts, and managing risk. Investment decisions can be made by individuals, and the returns from this investment may include capital gains or losses and yields. Investment is not only in physical forms but also non-physically, especially in the improvement of human resources. In macroeconomic theory, the focus is on physical investment. Okay, the next slide. Time value of money. First, present value, PV. The nominal value of a sum money may not be more valuable in the future. This depends significantly on the desired rate of return on investment. And the formula is PV equals Fn 1 plus Rn, where PV, present value, Fn, cash flow in year, R, rate of interest, and N is year. Example, if in the future we will have a balance of 1,100,000 rupees resulting from an investment for 1 year, then our current money is PV 1,100,000 rupees. 1 plus 0.1 equals PV 1,000 rupiah. Second, future value. Calculating the future value is the opposite of determining the present value of the planned investment output. Even though viewed from an opposite perspective, the resulting decision remains the same. For example, if we have invest Rp Indonesian rupiah 1 billion with an interest rate of 10%, then after 1 year we will have FV equals 1 million, 1 plus 0.1, FV equals 1,100,000 rupees. Okay, the next slide. Investment criteria. First, payback period. The payback period is the time required for a planned investment to be recovered, or the time needed to reach the break-even point if the required time is shorter. The investment proposal is considered better. However, one should be cautious in interpreting the payback period through iteration, as there are investments that become profitable in the long term, beyond 5 years. There are two models for calculating the payback period. One, when the net cash flow is the same every year, and another when the net cash flows varies each year. The formula for calculating the payback period is as follows. PP equals investment slash net cash times 12 net cash good is the same for a year. PP equals investment left slash net cash after times 12 net cash root is different every year. To assess whether a business is acceptable or not in terms of payback period, PP, the calculation results must meet the following criteria. A. The payback period is shorter than investment's life. B. By comparing with the average of similar industry units aligning with the company's targets. Weakness of this method. Benefit or cost ratio. Benefit or cost ratio measures which is greater the cost incurred compared to the benefits obtained. The cost incurred is denoted by C, and the output produced is denoted by B. The decision to accept or reject an investment proposal can be made by examining the B or C value. Third, net present value or NPV. Calculating with nominal values can be misleading as it does not consider the time value of money. To make the results more accurate, present values are discounted. The advantage of using discounting method is that we can directly calculate the present value difference between the total cost and net total receipts. If NPV more than 0, the investment proposal will be accepted because the present value of the net total receipts is greater than the present value of the total cost. NPV equals net present value, C 1, 2, 3 cash flows in years 1, 2, 3, etc. R123 equals interest rate in year 1, 2, 3, etc. C2 equals cash flow in the last year. RT equals interest rate in the last year. C0 equals initial cash flow. If NPV more than 0, the investment is projected to be profitable. If NPV equals 0, the investment is projected to break even, no profit or loss. If NPV less than 0, the investment is projected to incur a loss. Okay. Fourth, internal rate of return, IRR. Internal rate of return is the rate of return on an investment calculated when NPV is equal to 0. The decision is accept or reject an investment plan is based on comparing the IRR with the desired rate of return. If the result of IRR more than R1, then the investment is considered feasible to undertake. Okay, the next slide. Factors influencing the investment rate. First, expected rate of return. A. Internal company conditions. Factors under the company's control such as efficiency, human resource quality, and technology. Non-technical factors include ownership rights, monopoly strength, proximity to power centers, and information access. B. External company conditions. External conditions to consider in investment decision include estimates of domestic and international production level and economic growth. Second, the investment cost. The most determining factor is the loan interest rate. A higher interest rate makes investment more expensive, leading to a decrease in investment interest. However, even with a low loan interest rate, investment interest may remain low due to high total investment costs and institutional issues. Third, marginal efficiency of capital, MAC, interest rate, and marginal efficiency of investment, MEI. MAC, investment and interest rate. MAC is the expected rate of return for each additional capital item. Okay, the next slide. Factors affecting aggregate investment. First, exchange rate influence. Changes in exchange rates affect investment through demand and supply channels. Changes in exchange rate can directly impact demand and supply domestically. Second, interest rate influence. Interest rates significantly affect the motivation to invest in production activities. Processing capital goods or raw material requires other inputs to produce output or final goods. Third, inflation rate. High inflation negatively affects the investment rate due to increased project risk and the long-term impact on the average loan period. High inflation can distort information relatively prices. Fourth, infrastructure. Many countries worldwide invite investors to participate in infrastructure sectors such as toll roads, electricity sources, water resources, ports, etc. Fifth, government. Government spending includes all purchases of goods and services by regional governments. The government plays a role in supporting economic activities for better and more vibrant economic function, as stated by Keynes. Investment demand is a function of interest rate. If investment is denoted by I and the interest rate by I, the investment demand function can generally be written as I equals I0 slash P. I equals investment, I0 equals autonomous investment, I interest rate, P equals proportion of I to I. Investment demand is inversely related to the interest rate. This economic logic is easily understood. If the interest rate is high, people are more inclined to save their money in the bank rather than invest it because the expected return from bank interest is greater than the expected return from capital investment. As a result, the demand for investment decreases. High interest rates also indicates expensive credit, reducing the entrepreneurial enthusiasm. The opposite occurs when the interest rate is low. The next slide. Aspects of investment. First, sacrifice aspect. Second is hope aspect. Third, risk aspect. And fourth, time aspect. Okay, the next slide. Types of investment. First, direct investment. Investment in vectors of production, producing various goods and services for consumer needs, also known as a real sector investment. Second, indirect investment. Investments not in vectors of production but in the financial sector, such as deposits, stocks, bonds, etc. Generating financial service like buying stocks, bonds, mutual funds, Bank Indonesia certificates, SBI, state bonds, SUN, both conventional and Sharia, and investment in other securities. Okay, the next slide. Benefits of investment. Publicly and beneficial investment. Almost all investments are beneficial to the public because they produce goods and services needed by society and create new job opportunities. Specific examples include investment in education, health, infrastructure, and conservation of natural resources. Second, group-specific, personal or household benefit investment. Investment benefiting specific groups, individual or household, such as religious infrastructure for specific religious groups, specific sports-related investment, and personal or family investment like building private homes, personal education, and personal businesses. The next slide. According to organizer, first, public investment. Investment made by the state using resources derived from public assets. Public sector investment are carried out by the government to build infrastructure to meet societal needs. Public sector investment create value added in the form of goods and services, job opportunities, rent and interest without business surplus. The benefits of public sector investment include stimulating economic mobility and enhancing the civilization of nation. Second, private investment. Investment made by the public, especially entrepreneurs, with the aim of making profit. Private investment can be made by individuals or companies and include micro or household business, small and medium-sized enterprise, SMEs, and large business, whether domestic or foreign investment. That's a wrap. Thank you for watching and goodbye.